Hello, my friends.
Hi, Facebook. What's up? Facebook and YouTube.
YouTube.
I keep forgetting that we have to
include YouTube when we go on.
YouTube, yes.
Well. I'm very hot. I just came from the gym.
It's hot in here.
And I feel you were cooking, weren't you?
The oven was on.
Okay.
Happy Monday from North Carolina. Hi, Daryl. Thank you for tuning in. We're so glad to be back. Last week we were off because of the Labor Day holiday. And we got
and also we had a busy week.
Last week or this week?
This past week.
You did, yeah.
Well, I'm not allowed to talk about it, but I was filming this past week, but that's about where I'm going to leave it.
Well, you can tell what you filmed on. I mean, that's public knowledge. And
no, they said don't talk about it.
Well, the same project is filming in Monticello, and it's been posted all over Facebook. So if you want to know which one it is, it's for HBO, and it's on my page. So we'll just leave it at that. Nice haircut. Thank you, Daryl.
What a charming guy he is.
He is.
He's like my son.
He's like your son?
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to know how. I want to hear the story one day.
I practically raised him.
Did you? Did you? Well, I know you guys are very close. The gymnastics community is very close, so I know that.
Yes.
And I know you guys go way back.
Well, everything was good, and I got excited that I got to make a video with my brother. I always wanted to do that.
Yeah.
I thought that he was going to be on my project first, but I ended up on his project first, and it was kind of fun. And
kind of by default. Because you were joking around.
I was joking around.
Hey.
I said, yeah, well, but anyway, and all these things coming up, and then on 12 days away from the premiere of Twin Justice.
Is that 12 days away?
12 days away.
And what is that significance to you, Mr. Tweed?
I play a detective on that film.
Oh, very exciting.
Just no, something big, just a little bit. And then Lovelock, which is a short film.
Were you in Lovelock too?
I was in Lovelock too, and you're gonna see me in a different light. Yes.
Is that good or bad?
You're gonna see me in a different light.
Okay.
Not the usual Pedro Tweed, but then again, acting is not being yourself, but playing something else that you're not. I'm gonna leave it at that. And
I feel like I'm a doctor or nurse.
Well, you play doctor, and speaking of that, our guest tonight.
Yes, Luis and Karen Abramson. So, in keeping with September being National Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, we have this lovely couple on, and they're going to come on and tell us how prostate cancer affected their family.
Mm-hmm.
About this wonderful organization that they started, and where they're going, what's coming up, and they're going to fill us all in. So we hope you guys will stick with us and learn a little bit
and ask questions
and ask some questions. Yeah, you guys know you can type a question in the comments, so feel free to do that.
Yeah, the co-host of this show.
Then what am I?
And you host, and we have co-hosts. Okay, so we're gonna bring him in.
Yes, let's bring him in.
Bring him in.
Hey,
how are you?
How are you?
Very good. How you guys doing?
Good.
Good. Hot.
Yes, it's hot.
It's very hot, and we didn't put the air on, so my wife was cooking.
Well, it's only 79 degrees, so we don't need the central air on. Back to the top, lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very excited to find out about this because you were talking, Luis, about how, Karen, you were talking about how men are afraid to look into this.
Yes.
I'm perhaps one of them.
Well, yeah, this is a topic, that it's not really that what's the word that I want to say? It's very usual topic, right, between males. Because you guys don't talk like us females. We talk about, oh, you got your breast cancer check, you got this, a lot of different things that is very typical conversations, right? And, getting to the point of going through this situation, it's, we have to acknowledge that many people, diminish, what is in reality, prostate cancer. Unfortunately, a lot of people, I am part of a support group of prostate cancer survivors. And what we all talk about and we agree is that, a lot of times when they ask you or they know that, your loved one has prostate cancer, it's like, oh, but if it's, caught in a, early stage, he's going to be okay. Oh, it's just prostate cancer. It's the good cancer, So, we have to really raise awareness about this type of cancer because it's not just a cancer. I mean, any cancer should be, something to worry about, skin cancer, lung cancer, thyroid cancer, it's something that you don't exactly know what's going to happen after the treatment, surgery, years later, what's the aftermath of this. So, yeah.
So tell us how prostate cancer affected your family.
Well, Luis, right?
Well, I got to come out with the truth. Today is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. So I got to come up and say the truth for many Black African American and Latinos. What we see is a myriad of obstacles that men face when they are confronted with cancer. With me, my diagnosis of the PSA was not what usually it would be. It was I was negligently informed late, 5 months after, and every day is crucial when you have cancer. And then after that, I was lucky enough that like what I think of when I speak to the audience. There are Black men are more likely to be underserved, and what happens is that what I have experienced is that men always try to continue to search even when they're faced with barriers and closed doors and other doors open to them. So I was lucky enough to find very good physicians in Mount Sinai Hospital. I had the chief board of Icahn School of Medicine, Dr. Ash Tawari, and at the time, after what I had experienced, I immediately knew that my numbers were very high for my age. That I needed testing like CT for your spine, MRIs to look at where the situation was with the prostate, if it had it spread out, and I needed alternatives. This did impact my family. It impacted emotionally, psychological. My family, my wife was affected, my children, my teen, And what I saw was that we need a lot of different supports, not only for the men but also for the family, but we also need to speak up, say the truth. We're looking at one in 8 American men are diagnosed. This is the number 2 highest is skin cancer, then comes prostate cancer. We're looking at 300,000 when it started.
Wow.
And 20,000 would die. Now we're up on the high 36,000. We're not really that who do die, and so we're not bending the curve. Our community it was hit hard with COVID, and then this was a hidden stigma among men that was hitting hard Black African men because we have more tendency of having underlying other health issues like diabetes, high blood pressure that run very high in our community. So this was by many accounts a myriad of issues.
So you talked about how the Black and Latino, it's underserved. So I'm sure that was probably some sort of fuel for you to start this not-for-profit organization. The name of the organization is Cultivating Healing and Justice Initiative Support Services. So tell us when you started that, what made you start? I'm sure it was what you went through, and you saw that there was a need for you to fill in your community. So tell us about that.
So we started with a grassroots group. There's about 15 of us. We came from all walks of life, and we decided just to come together and form this organization. And then we immediately were lucky enough to have a medical advisory board. We have two surgeons. One is Mount Sinai, a urologist who has published over 17 articles. Then we have one of the top urologists here in Orange County, in one of the biggest hospitals here, from Garnett, and then we have a dietitian and nutritionist, MD. And we decided just to get all together and form a organization that could give instructional videos on and talk about the prostate and cancer and how that affects us in a very holistic way. And we do once a month. We do videos, and we have presenters and we have many workshops in those presenters, and we have a men's support group.
And where can we find your videos?
So where you can find our videos is at chjiss.org, and that is our website. Again, it's C is in Charlie, H is in Henry, J is in John, and I is in Ida, S is in Sam, S is in Sam again, and .org. And that's where you can find our video. You go on our website, you scroll down on the main page, and you'll find the video contacts.
The links. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Great. So you were talking about, you mentioned how you have a dietitian that that helps with your organization. And when we talked yesterday, you were talking about how you have to treat also through diet, because that's very important to the healing process.
But well, yeah. So the healing process is really a whole body holistic healing. Mm-hmm. There's no such thing as you just treating the cancer. When you have a good physician, when the physician immediately tells you, hey, you need to go on a diet, you need to lay off of coffee, you really should be starting to drink mint tea. You really have to start taking care of your body along with the treatment. So it really does mean a lot, especially after I can see your tea right there. Especially when you go through a prostatectomy, you get the robotic surgery, it's funny because a lot of folks don't realize that the prostate sits on top of your bladder. So so the more weight in the health outcomes that you have really do a big effect pre and after surgery.
Yeah, I think that we cannot be neglecting more our health, because before Luis having the diagnosis, we tend to live, I want to say a lavish life of eating, right? Of eating good and, a lot. You want to see on your plate a lot, and, but, after you start going through all this process, it really hits hard, when you start thinking about your health, your family, your kids, I sat down and I was like, wow, you know what? We can continue, eating this way, unhealthy, even though we think it's healthy, right? And good, once in a blue moon, why not, But, it's really important, that green tea, is really good for your health. Our dietitian, nutritionist, Dr. Michael Ward, you can see in one of the videos that he provide, all this information. It's amazing. Like you start realizing that it's really important, making, changing your eating habits is really important.
Yeah. So one thing I want to, if you want to find out the award, it's you can find him under the Blood Detective. He has his own podcast.
Blood Detective?
Yes. Blood Detective.
Oh, he has his own podcast. Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So Karen, how did you feel when you found out that Luis had cancer?
Well, I was devastated. I was scared. Until now, I still have, that little thing in the back of my head. Like, what is it? What we're going to be in 5 years from now? My kids, I mean, what can I say? He's the love of my life, is my partner, my best friend. And of course, we have ups and downs, and I want him, with me all the time, telling me what to do, what not to do, But it's scary, It is scary. It is a scary thing that,
Luis, I heard that you from Dominican Republic?
Yeah, I am. My parents are from there. I have a kind of like a weird cross mix. I have a little bit of Jewish descendancy. So it goes that my great grandfather was was stranded in Ellis Island, and then from there he ended up getting asylum at the Dominican Republic, which was one of the first countries to actually accept refugees from the Holocaust. So.
Okay. What part of the Dominican Republic?
So my parents are from the capital, but my dad actually moved from an area close to Sosua.
Okay. I never been there. I'm Dominican. I'm from San Pedro.
Oh, get out! Wow.
San Pedro. Yeah, my uncle's still there, and two of my brothers are still there in San Pedro. I'm from Ecuador.
Oh.
So you have a little bit of mix yourself, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I would say my aunt is from Ecuador. Yeah. She was married to my uncle, so by marriage.
See, so that's what makes, I think, the world beautiful. That there's such a cross mix on both culture and authenticity, and so it's one of the things that I think we need to educate more across the whole spectrum, not only patients but doctors as well, because you never know. A black man doesn't necessarily have to be black. You can have a cross mix and have that DNA, right? That you carry through your father. We have a particular DNA trait that seems to be quite dominant in the male black community, and therefore, by proxy, a lot of us are very prone to having prostate cancer. They say age 55. I say age 40. And I say that because some of the things that you want to know is your family history. You want to know if your grandfather, your brothers had it. You want to know. You want to have that talk with your dad. It's important that we, as men, come together, start really talking about these things rather than shunning from it.
Disease has no color, but I gotta tell you, I'm gonna. Were you gonna ask something before?
No. We're gonna show a comment from one of our viewers. His name is Daryl Brackett. He watches us every Monday. So we're gonna show his comment. You can respond if you like, and then we're gonna go right into the event you guys have coming up in November. So
sure.
So Daryl says, I'm a stage 4 prostate cancer survivor. I was diagnosed nearly 5 years ago. I've had 2 surgeries, 33 doses of radiation, and 2 years of hormone injections. I understand everything you're talking about. There is no good cancer. And he says he was diagnosed at 50.
Yeah, which is okay, considering with most doctors they will say it's a common age, and that's about when they start having this talk. But why I say that you should have earlier talk, because the study has shown that if you get more early intervention, the treatment, the outcome is so much better. It opens the window for more options. Some that are just less invasive, and you can look at options with nerve sparing, a total removal, external beam radiation, active surveillance, which is like they just keep monitoring you every 3 months, see how it's going, and I want to point out that some of the risk factors are the obesity, incontinence, and erectile dysfunction, and you can have all of those things without knowing that you have cancer, but you should go and get a physician and get checked.
Yeah, this is a cancer that is like a quiet cancer.
It's a slow cancer. Progression is slow. You can run a marathon, be an athlete and not know that you have it. And you can be a veteran or someone that is exposed to chemicals like Agent Orange, and definitely most likely be at risk. So it's a simple test. The information is readily available on our website, and we can always connect you with physicians in locations where you can get a PSA test. And the bottom line is that that we need to do a more effective healthcare, especially in our isolated communities that need this so badly.
Wow, that's amazing. How you can connect other people with doctors and things like that. And I like what you said that instead of getting screened later, you're saying that it should be around 40, like with early
intervention.
Yeah. Even if there's a history, of breast cancer or any other type of cancer, it will be highly recommended to go to your doctor, and be like, hey, and I say that because we know individuals that there's different type of cancers in their family, breast cancer, thyroid cancer, and they got screened and, they were positive for prostate cancer, So it's really important to, keep your health up to date, even though we don't like to go to the doctors or stuff like that, but it is necessary, because you have to think about your loved ones, like your family members, your partner, you don't want to be without them. And, it's a rough ride, it's not easy.
I mean, the challenges are myriad and they're uphill. We only got 2% of the urologists make up for Black urologists, so there is a lot of work to be done. Because we also need to have folks that can relate to us. And that's not to say that doctors are not competent, but we should have a myriad of doctors that also are just like us and know our culture. Yeah. So, and then second, I think many dads should look into getting a DNA test so they can see what their DNA makeup is. So because it spells out the likelihood of your children.
Wow. So much great information.
That is great information.
I know. So let's talk about the event you guys have coming up in November.
Yes, so we're still on the works for that. For November, we want to do something, that relates to this, to raise awareness, right? So we were thinking about doing, why don't we do something fun, something different? Mm-hmm. And, even though other countries, they do this also. So we were thinking about doing a grow your mustache contest, So take a picture now, Pedro, and let it grow. Okay.
Let it grow. Yes, I love that.
Yes. So
that's why he's letting it grow.
So the thing is that it starts off like this. Either guys can start it now, or they can start it out in the very beginning of October. Come November, you want to show off your before and after. Mm-hmm. And in the UK, they've been doing this for quite some time, and it's very interesting. It has little small backstory. It started in Australia, 2 men in a bar saying, "How can we raise awareness?" And they said, "Well, let's grow a mustache," and that became into something that continued to morph. And now a lot of countries are doing kind of like a mustache kind of contest. So we want to do something under those realms. And we're also looking to give a couple of gifts away. And so definitely.
Stay tuned. Look on our social media, and we're going to start, posting there what's it going to be, when, you can start posting, your pictures, all this in support of all, survivors and the one that we lost of, prostate cancer, and just to raise awareness. So
yeah. So before we cut, we want to say real quick, you can contact us as 877-245-4227. Again, the number is 877-425 4227. For all those New Yorkers, we are in 40 Grove Street, Suite 103 in Middletown, New York. And so
and also I would like to mention that also we are opening a food pantry for not only prostate cancer families and patients, but to all type of cancers. So if anyone would like to make a food donation, financial donation, in-kind donation, give us a call. On our website, you can make a donation also. There's a link in there where you can make a financial donation, or you can call us, and we're going to be more than happy to get all this food, because when families are going through this, there's not many that they've been blessed to have a pension, or anything like that they can support financially. Sometimes the dad has to stop working, and that means less income coming to the family, depending what is the situation. So somehow we want to help. That's why we say not only for prostate cancer, but any type of cancer, even if it's an adult or child going through this, we want to help. We want to, we are going to post on our social media what kind of items we need, because we would like to give, like blankets, hats, like different items.
Yeah. Right now we have men and women for the elderly and those that needed pads, which believe it or not are a big item at the hospitals and at the healthcare centers. Also, we do advocacy through sending letters to legislators and we plan on visiting Albany. So we really do need your support. We will love to have some of you come in, rally behind us, and look at forming more equity in our community. We want to start really talking about people of all walks of life. That includes people also with special needs. So we will definitely look forward to hearing from the audience and having them contact us and helping those less fortunate than ourselves, especially going through prostate cancer.
Amen to that.
I just think
absolutely.
This is such a wonderful interview. But I have an idea, but go ahead and.
Yeah, I absolutely love everything that you said. And that's one of the reasons why we do this show, because we want to make people aware of things that are going on out there that some people don't know. And every time I'm totally surprised, especially when I don't know the guest, that the show turns out to be something that is dear and close to our heart. I don't want to get emotional here, but I love what you're doing. And you haven't mentioned any money.
So here's what I want to propose. So every year in our gymnastics facility in Monticello, we host a winter clothing drive. This year, we're going to have our box be a donation box for whatever you guys need for prostate cancer awareness. So whatever you guys need, send us a list, and we will put a box in our gym. And we service many families, so people are always willing to give. They come in, drop it in the box.
Oh, thank you.
When the box is full, we will make sure that we get it to you guys.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I want to do something else that right here. Okay, so honey, what's the phone number? Okay, now my wife is an actress and she does commercials, so I want her to do your number, like you said.
Okay, great. That sounds great.
So the number is.
Okay. To make a donation to Cultivating Healing and Justice Initiative support, please dial 1-877-425-4227. That's 1-877-425-4227.
Yeah.
Great.
That's awesome.
Oh, Luis and Karen, it was so wonderful to have you on. We will circle back with you guys in a couple months so we can have you back on and talk a little bit more about what you guys have been up to. And Luis, we talked yesterday about maybe having an expert medical person on at that time.
Yes, great.
Okay.
Great. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you for meeting you guys and looking forward meeting you in person. Thank you for all the support. We appreciate that. Thank you for the time here and getting us out there in the community. That's a great job that you guys are doing, and I don't have anything else to say, but thank you. You're going to make me cry.
Thank you. And for the audience, and for all the men listening, please don't forget to take your PSA test. This is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. Is not any better time than now to take it. Don't wait until last minute. This is a very beatable cancer if you catch it early. And so you shouldn't allow it to become metastatic.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Wonderful to have you on.
Thank you so much.
Excellent.
Have a great night.
See you.
Thank you.
And then you have it.
That was wonderful.
Yeah, every
Wonderful.
show is something that you learn.
Yeah.
And you know, I learned a couple of things there.
Yeah.
I learned that I better go and get checked.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh
Definitely.
my goodness.
Lots of good.
It's so hot.
Thank you for watching. I am like trying to fan you at the same time.
You know, I contacted a few people because one of the shows that I'm planning is couples.
Yes.
And what a better start.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
to
yes.
start with that couple.
Very, very appropriate
So
to have them back on for that as well.
Right,
You
right.
know?
Yeah. So
And I just lost my train of thought with what I was about to say. But yeah. Oh, so since September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, we are going to share this interview the entire month of September. We will share it on our personal pages. It will be on our YouTube page. We will make sure that on Tweed Talks that this interview is at the very top of our wall for the rest of the month of September. Men, if you're watching, make sure you get your screening. Luis is suggesting at 40 instead of later. We thank you guys for coming on.
Prevention is the key.
Yeah. Is there anything else we want to announce before we go? What do we have coming up?
We have a couple of actors, and then we have a few couples that the couple things is going to be a fun show.
We should definitely like have a game to play.
Yeah, probably. I think we were talking.
And then we'll offer like a prize, but then at the very end we'll give the prize to everyone.
I want it to be fun and informative.
Yes.
You know, but people, thank you for watching, and as always,
love, peace, and
harmony. Harmony.
and harmony.
We'll see
Thank you guys for watching.